it started now. Get it started now, or else my sparsely populated desk with a single basketball on top is gonna beat you up. You're gonna get beat up. You got that? Also, where on earth is my gameplay at? There it is. I knew you were hiding from me somewhere. I knew you were hiding from me somewhere. Alright, well, let's, what about top right corner? Maybe. Uh, I like it to be a little bit, uh, see, I don't want to get too in the way. Here, I'll just, I'll lean back in my chair a little bit. I got a creaky chair. I'm just gonna lean back a little bit. There we go. Just to space things out, because it's just kind of distracting how having stuff in front of the game footage, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. I don't really know if it does that much for this stream. I consider just becoming a disembodied voice, but I don't know. Whatever. Glitchling, you can just, yeah, go. Well, yeah, we'll just keep you right there, and yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. All right, now let me get my recording started and stuff. What's this say? Oh, why do I even have that anymore on the sidelines? Okay. Well, here we go. And now I'm gonna get the recording going. Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube, Twitch, not Glomble. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. What are we doing tonight? What are we doing tonight? That's always the big mystery of the stream now, isn't it? Oh, it's not like the answer is right behind me. Playing Minecraft, you little fricklet. Are the authentication servers down? How did I know? How did I know? Oh, oh, you little. You think I'm being authentic right now and low genuine? Yeah, yeah, is that what's going on? Log me in. Log me in, authentication servers. You know exactly who I am. Do you know who you're talking to, authentication people? Do you know who you're talking to? I don't think you do. No, I'm gonna go on a little power fantasy here. I'm gonna go on a little ego trip here. I'm about to unleash my inner Joker. I'm about to go Joker mode. Come on. Come on, give me a good roll. Give me a good roll. We're doing another. Maybe I should be streaming on Kick. No, we are gambling. Let's go gambling. Oh, there we go. See, just gotta give her, just gotta kick it. Just gotta kick it a few times to get the engine started. You know, gotta give it a little kick start. It doesn't work that well in the cold. It looks like we're in now. Looks like we're in now. Yeah, you know, you gotta try it. You gotta give it a few tries. Gotta give it a few tries. It's just a little finicky from time to time. I'm sure one of you tech heads out there could give me a proper explanation, but I don't quite know squat about computers. I don't know jack squat. I don't know jack squat. So what are we doing tonight? What are we doing? Well, I was kind of looking at this build and kind of looking around here and kind of looking at that build and then looking over there. Then I looked at this building and I was like, well, there's a building next to that, and then, but you see, these are different than that, and then that one's different than these in the middle. And I was like, what's all that about? That's quite incoherent. You know what else is incoherent right now? I am. So let's just get right into it. What am I doing with my life? Let's not talk about that, but let's talk about what we're doing in Minecraft. That sounds great. That sounds great. Got to talk to some old friends today. It's always good to have a slight revival of your social life now, isn't it? It is. It is. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of factory surgery. I think it's time. I thought I was going to save it for the end, but then I was like, well, it needs to get done. And I was kind of, looking around here. I think I'm going to chop this wing off of the factory. I'm going to chop this whole side off because it's really not doing anything except being this sheep farm here, which, well, we have a lot of cleaning up to do. Let's just put it that way. Here in the museum, to be clear, I was not responsible for anything involving livestock with this factory. Okay, I want to make that very clear to start. Um, let's get some music going too. Yeah, I had nothing to do with any of this, but I think the livestock deserves to be freed. So we're just gonna chop off this section of the factory. We're gonna leave this part because this part still gets used, and I think it's still an adequate housing for my super smelter. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna forget about all of the other things that happen in here. We're gonna clean up our image. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna clean up our image here. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. What else? What else? I have a little diabetic item for later. A little diabetic item that I plan on noshing on. You know, we love crush and loaf. I have a leftover dollar store brand cinnamon roll from breakfast. I want to make one thing clear. If there's one thing that you splurge on, it's a cinnamon roll, because these cinnamon rolls are basically just breakfast biscuits with cinnamon in them, and they have icing on top, which they're fine, but they're not spirals. I like the spiral cinnamon rolls. Maybe I'm being a little bit of a roll snob. I may be. I may be. I maybe. But I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like there's something to having all of those spirals in there, you know? Spirals in a cinnamon roll. Because then they get kind of goopy in the middle. You get goopy in the middle, so the bigger and the more spirally that a cinnamon roll is, the better, because there's like this gooey kind of undercooked middle part. I think I have worms. I think I have some kind of worm. I I feel like I've tested my luck too many times with undercooked things. It would fit the bill if I did have worms, so I guess that kind of feeds into the branding a little bit, right? Right? Wormer 4000. We haven't talked about that in a little while. Yeah. You know, I'm alright with that. I'm alright. I'm alright if it's not just me piloting me. If I did have worms, I guess that would explain some things. That would explain a couple of things. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about something else. What else to talk about? What else to talk about? Oh, come on. I haven't even been streaming 10 minutes and I've already run out of things to talk about. Well, that's all right. That's all right. We'll just get the dribble of incoherent nonsense that is the thoughts in my skull out there to the world, to you. Have it, ping pong around in your skull for a little bit. That sounds great. That sounds great. Great-tastic. Well, I guess I'm just going to start hacking away. Just going to start hacking away at this. Needs to happen. Needs to happen. First things first. I'm just going to start with these smokestacks. Take down the smokestacks. Stopping the pollution. Gotta put a plug on it. Putting a plug on it. Putting a plug on the pollution for now. Probably put the smokestacks on the other side. It didn't really make sense that they were on this side to start with, because, like, hello, there's nothing supporting them. Hello, the smoke's coming from here. That it doesn't make much sense. It's like the Titanic. Oh, oh, what's going on in here? Why did I double up on these? Why did I do that? See, now we're running into ancient mysteries here. Why did I do it like this? For what reason would I have done it like this? I see. This is very archaeological. Because I built this like 3 or 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. What the heck is going on in here? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what all this is about. It's kind of funky. Got some funky funk going on. It's a little bit funktastic. Taking down the pollution makers. That's what we're doing. I also need to make this factory run off of bamboo. That's not just for ideological reasons, that's for convenience reasons. Alright, so we're going to take these hay bales down. Also, I don't know if I've brought this up yet, but last stream, for some reason I was being really kind of insensitive every now and then. I don't know what was into me. I don't know, I felt like I was discrediting a lot of actual real problems that were in the world, and I didn't mean to come across that way, because that's something I worry about. I was like, what are you doing? You're contradicting yourself. You're contradicting your values. What are you yapping about? And then I remembered, oh, I got overconfident again. I overstepped my bounds. Well, I guess we all say, or we all come across in a way that we don't mean to from time to time. But oh, and I did say a lot of things during that stream that I do stand by. But maybe I should have been more nuanced in my takes that I was making. I guess that's really the real deal. People don't enjoy nuance, though. If you want to succeed on this platform, you gotta really get out there. You gotta really get out there, kid. You know, gotta be sensational. Oh, being nuanced isn't sensational. It's probably for the better good that we are nuanced, though. I don't think there's any pride to be taken in making the world a worse, or at least less, I don't know which word I'm looking for, credible maybe? We'll just say a worse place to be unnuanced about things. As we talk about nuance, there I go, contradicting myself. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we need to think about things a little bit more holistically. Well, that's not to say that all of us aren't thinking of things holistically. No, we all need to take stands as well from time to time, and maybe for simplicity's sake, it is good to at least state your views in a black and white way. I don't know. I don't know. You see, that's the problem. That's the problem. Unnuanced takes most accurately convey ideas, you know? Or not most accurately, most effectively. Most effectively. Not most accurately. Not most accurately. Most effectively. So there we run into the problem, you know? There we run into the problem. It's a little bit problematic here. Getting a little bit problematic here on stream. We love being controversial, though, don't we? Yes, we do. We love being divisive. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Just gonna peek, take a little peek, make sure things are running all right. Things are running great. Things are running great. Just gotta make sure. Just gotta do a little check-see. Gotta do a little check-see under the hood. Speaking of under the hood, there's an ominous, kind of slight, especially whenever the engine warms up, kind of slight clicking sound coming from under my engine. It happens once every time all of the cylinders fire, or every time, not every time all the cylinders fire. It happens once every time well, I guess every revolution. Once a revolution. Yeah. It's very slight. I don't know if there's any gearheads in the chat. I probably need to be more specific about it, but maybe I'll get a recording of it. I don't know if it's rod knock, or if it's like there's something wrong with one of the cams, or it might be one of the rocker arms. Do Camrys have rocker arms? I know some cars don't. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's inside of the engine, but I mean, it runs fine. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it is something I need to keep an eye on, I guess, in case it gets louder. In case it gets louder. Man, it's so strange seeing it without a smokestack here. It's like someone that you've seen with long hair all your life suddenly shaves their head. Huh. That's probably going to end up being me once I run out of funds and goodwill and end up just going to the military. That might be on the table for me. On the bright side, since I have lined up to get my degree, at least I'll have some kind of rank to start out with. It's not necessarily something I'd want to do, though. I don't want to sell my soul. Especially not to, well, I don't know. I guess I'm not necessarily in the position to always act on my own moral judgments. I like to keep my hair anyway. I'd probably be more open to it if they let me keep my long hair, but they won't. So I'm like, forget that. Screw off. My head is not your lawn to be mowed. Got that, Colonel Sanders? You got that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this bay right here, I'm going to turn this bay into a breezeway between the original factory building and the new storage building, because as you can see, the edge, in order to make these two sides even, this will be the end of this side, and it just happens to line up just perfectly, well, almost perfectly with this bay right here. So this is going to be a little 3 long breezeway, or or the archway is going to be three long, and yeah, there's just going to be a little breezeway between the two structures, and I think that'll work great. I think that'll work great. As for how we're going to integrate Queso's dismembered body over here in his bowl of, well, it was originally a crock pot full of chili, but maybe it's actually beef and cheese dip with queso. Queso's pot of hot, spicy queso. Okay, let's just, okay, Glitchy, shut up. Shut up. Let's just start there. Let's just start doing. It's been a long day for me. When's it not a long day? Long week. Jeez. It's been a long week for anybody else? It's been a long week for me. So much stuff. That's not even to say it was all done satisfactorily, but definitely was all done. I can guarantee that. This column might reappear. I don't know. We'll see. Just hacking away. Hacking away. I don't know if you all kind of stay in the loop with, why would you stay in the loop with this unless you're an enthusiast, but I don't know if y'all have been in the loop with recent developments in materials, but well, that's not to say there's anything new that's being developed that I'm focusing on, but mass timber, glue lam, it's good material. Why do I mention that, mass timber? Mass timber, because an idea just popped into my head the other day that might be kind of fun to do a mass timber style building here in Alabamaville. I don't know, just something to think about. Or maybe I could use all that bamboo I'll be farming, because that's pretty much the Minecraft equivalent of, you know, mass-produced timber. Bamboo is. I don't know, might try something with it. Try building a building out of it, just as a proof of concept. I've gained at least a little bit of a reputation of taking blocks that people would find somewhat unpalatable and finding a use for them, so I'm sure I could do something just fine with bamboo. Bamboo. It's got a little bit of a greenish color to it. I don't know, it's a little bit sickly looking. Maybe I'll put it behind glass or something. Do like well, and that would keep it out of the elements too. I could do like a glass skin on the outside of the building, and then do some kind of nice, intricately designed structural member supporting the entire building. And then you can see the structure through the glass. And, just that's something they do for skyscrapers. But I don't want it to be a boring glass facade, because there's plenty of boring glass facades in the world, and this is Minecraft. This is Minecraft, so I can afford to decorate a little bit and embellish. Call it an architectural sin. Well, that's just what I like to do. Screw off. Alright, well. Just keep on hacking away. On the bright side, this is a material that I will be able to use. I'll be able to reuse a lot of these blocks. Well, mostly just the brick, but that's a good chunk of it. So yeah, I think that'll be just great. Just great. Then maybe we can liberate these poor farm animals. They've been in here for years. I don't know what they've been living off of. I don't want to think about what they've been living off of. And I don't want to think about any other things pertaining to them. I'm just going to let them out. And yeah, that's going to be that with these sheepies here. These sheepies. Now, if I all of a sudden have a super stream style event, just know that there is something like that that could happen any day now. Any day, because I have a family member who is having a child, and yeah, whenever I get hired to go and watch over the house while she's giving birth, that'll be whenever I do the super stream style thing. The thing. Oh, that's another thing I can talk about is I found out why I randomly started flashing funny colors like you see here during the stream. It wasn't because of any glitch reason. It was because whenever I was typing welcome back to people, sometimes I use and2 for green, and well, whenever my old hotkey or the hotkey that I used for the funny colors was 2. So yeah, that's why that was happening. I just wasn't thinking about it. I was kind of stupid. It was going over my head. Um, yeah, that's so that problem's been solved. So at least I was able to fix one mysterious cryptic thing. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I run into situations that have obvious solutions. It's just that I don't quite grasp it in that moment. You ever get like that? Like it's just like really easy, really simple. Like I'm kind of like stupid technically. I think I'm technically stupid. Like I'm technically stupid. It's just in certain situations I get enough tries at it to the point of where I kind of catch on to it after an unnecessarily long amount of time. Then it's just like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. That's what I mean by that. I'm technically stupid. I'm technically stupid. Or maybe quick-witted is a better way of putting at it. Better way of putting it. Better way of putting it. I'm capable of doing quick-witted things. I certainly am, but only in very specific cases and only after practice. It's all an art. You see, it's all an art. I feel like there's a lot of things that are art that we don't even really think of. You know, there's a lot more things that are art than we give credit to. It's beneficial for certain people to discredit the art of certain things for their own interests. But that's what I have to say about that. I worked in fast food for a brief period in my life, and it's definitely there's something to it, okay? There is something to it. I was, well, I used to worked at a, I don't know if I mean, I guess I'm allowed to, I don't see any, what are they going to do, fire me? I used to work at a Raising Cane's chicken fingers, you know, chicken fingers. And, yeah, it's definitely an art to it. You know, especially like the people that put the chicken boxes together. Like I got put in that position one time and it was just like they were shouting orders at me left and right and I was like, I can't keep up. I couldn't keep up. I could not keep up. I was constantly disoriented, like, oh, and we got like way backed up and it was bad. I think someone started crying. Um, yeah, that, anyway, after that, Um, I was mostly just like the fryer guy, or like I was real good at making the toast. I was, yeah, they started calling me the toast master after a while, but I couldn't handle the orders and like having the constant like I had to listen to the order. It popped up on the screen, and I had to listen to an order while I was making an order, and then they like had all these special things that they wanted, and then the lunch rush came through, and it was bad. It was bad. It was really bad. Like I could handle it. Remember, it was like a little lighter business, but oh, I couldn't juggle. I couldn't juggle like that. It was too much. It was too much. I couldn't. Yeah. I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like, especially like if I'm like doing something, like I can have music on in the background or like a podcast or something, but I might not even be listening to it. I might just be focusing on whatever else I'm doing. Like how I just can't juggle like that. I just can't. I can't juggle. I don't know who put these expectations on us, but whoever thinks that's a normal thing, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It could just be a me problem, A lot of it's just skill issue. Get better, Glitchy. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, get good. I'll try getting good. I mean, admittedly, I probably could get gooder, but I don't know. I don't know. I've been the way I am for a very long time. Maybe since day one. It's kind of difficult to reform the foundations like that. So what do you do? Do you try and change things? Do you try and change things? It'd certainly make you a more effective person if you tried to change things, and sometimes whenever you do stretch yourself, you do get a thing or two, but never. It's never complete. It's never ultimate. It's never a comprehensive change in the area, but it would be incremental for sure. So you could do that, and then, at what point do you just kind of make peace with yourself and what's already there? That's a difficult, that's a difficult question to ask. I don't think there really is a clear answer other than nothing is definite, nothing is absolute. I can guarantee that. It's one of the few things I can guarantee. I don't know. There's a little thinker for ye. I gotta get out. I gotta get these sheeps out of here. They're barking my head off. This is outrageous. This really is outrageous. This is an outrageous scenario. Y'all gotta get out of here. Y'all gotta get out of my business. Here, I'm turning you down. Turning you down. You're too much. Y'all are too much. You're too talkative. You're too talkative for my tastes tonight. It's too much. It's too much. Too much. Here's another question. When do I want to nosh upon this cinnamon roll that I have on me. Because I have a leftover cinnamon roll for breakfast. I'm going to eat it at some point during this stream. Because I like to have something, little dessert thing while I do my streams. Even though that's probably bad for me. I really need to lay off the sugar. Like, I know I have way too much sugar in my diet. I know I do. I know I do. I know it's not good for me. It's not good for you. You need complex carbs to stay energized throughout the day. And to keep your pancreas from going into shock. Or something like that. It's really a game of the pancreas. And, you know, energy is temporary. But I don't want to screw up my pancreas. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to screw that up. That stuff's important. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. There's a little bit of collateral death. There's a little bit of collateral death happening. I don't know what I'm going to do with these windows. I don't know why I'm extracting them. I just started doing that. Alright, well. Gee Wilkers. Let's grab these now. There. You all will be free. You all will be freed soon. Wow. Wowee. What a concept. It will be liberation for the sheepies. Whoops-a-daisy. Looks like a couple of them took a tumble down here. Tee-hee. Tee-hee. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just break these windows out. Yeah. Then there's this going on. Is there a zombie in there? Okay, I'm losing it. I am losing it. Great. I could have sworn there was a zombie in there. Great. Great. Seeing things out of the corner of my vision. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'll let you all know if they start talking to me. I need to let somebody know. Good God. Good God. What is my problem? I have a problem. I have many problems. Do you have problems? I think most of us do. I'd be willing to bet most of us have more problems than we let on. I have more problems than I let on. But then some of us actually just are problematic people. I might be a problematic person. Oh man. Look at all that BAM. Here. I don't know where all these eggs came from. Eggs. 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 Okay, I need to put these eggs somewhere. Where will I put the eggs? Oh, here's the egg maxer. I bet this is all maxed out. Oh my goodness. I haven't checked on this in a minute. A hot minute, it looks like. Oh man, we're all maxed out. We're smeg maxed. Smeg maxer. Okay, well, here, let me run this real quick. Just while here. And then it will also become the pulp maxer. There. Feed that in there too. Yeah, there we go. I forgot to run the egg maxer for so long. For so long. My apologies. My apologies, residents of the egg maxing community. I have done wrong. I have done wrong. There. Gotta get pulp from the Pulp Maxer. Oh, are we running dry? Almost. And we're run dry. Alright, there's my little round of egg maxing for the day. You've got to egg max from time to time just to stay, to stay well. To stay swell. Alright, well, there we go. Alright, have fun. Have fun. New residents and old residents alike of the Egg Maxer. But yeah, if there's any members of the Egg Maxing community in the chat, please let me know about your experience. Was it painful? What's it like having a cloaca? There's another question. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have solids, liquids, and eggs emerging from a single orifice. It just seems like bad design, but prove me wrong. It's like those multicolored pens that have multiple inks in them. Like, who thought of that? Who thought that was a good idea? I mean, sure, it's a nice gimmick, but come on, you know? Like, what the heck is going on here? Alright, well. What to keep and what to chip away at? There's a question. That's an age-old question. What to keep and what to throw away? Don't be a hoarder, you hoarder. Don't be a clean freak, you freak. Don't be a hypochondriac. There's more to the world than germs. Take it from me. I might have had worms at one point. I know what I'm talking about. There we go, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about this BAM supply. Maybe I'll just use this as the root materials to start the farm up on top of the factory here. I think I could rig up a bamboo farm pretty well. It seems simple enough. Simple enough. Yeah. I think that'll be all right. It'll be a-okay. I like the cut of your jib. Shut up. I've said that too much. I've said that way too much lately. It's from that stupid hydraulic beanbag video. I like the cut of your jib, kid. You got a firm handshake. I'm losing it. I'm off my rocker. Alright, so I guess I'll get rid of this too. Just get rid of all the glass on this side. I mean, there's always use cases for light gray stained glass. It's a nice shade. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see what kind of glass you pick out for a building, because they do. I'm going to go on a little side tangent here about Minecraft glass, but you can do a few different things with glass. Now again, I like to build for the lowest common denominator of player, and the lowest common denominator of player won't have connecting glass. Because there's some mods that'll take the borders off of glass, like the all the squares that you get whenever you put a bunch of them next to each other. But I like to work with it. I like to take it at face value, and I say, well, these are actually just panes of glass. These are just the separations between the panes and the windows, just as the game shows it to me, and I use that as a design strategy. So, like with these windows, I would argue that they actually are a little bit better as a grid of windows instead of being one continuous thing. It's a nice little rhythm. It's a nice little rhythm to add to the facade. But there are some times where I would actually prefer if the windows are, you don't see those panes, or maybe you don't want to see the window at all. Maybe you don't. Here, for instance, well, you wouldn't want to see a bunch of panes in here, but it kind of creates a more subtle effect. I think it adds to this kind of thought of this bee wing membrane. That's kind of what I was thinking through here. And of course, having it be white glazed glass or white stained glass does make it a just a nice little hazy type of glass to put on your things. And with most of these buildings, I did just use regular clear glass, but there are some exceptions. Like with this building, I wanted to emphasize the archways on the windows rather than the panes in the windows themselves, so I opted for white. And so now you focus on the window designs instead of those panes. You see, it draws more attention. You got to focus on where you put your attention. So that's where I wanted to put it on there. But I think one of the most effective examples of this is on this street over here, the Art Deco style building. And I really didn't want you to see windows in this building, so I picked just the regular gray stained glass, and you can see it doesn't even really look like it has windows, but there is glazing on there. There are windows, but no, instead with this building, I wanted you to see these vertical structural columns, because with any good Art Deco building, you want to express verticality. So that's what I did there. And you can, I mean, really, it's hard to tell that there are windows, but see, I get up close to it, and there they are. There they are. I just didn't want you to see them. Just didn't want you to see them because that's not what this facade is about. So, yeah, all kinds of different use cases for glass in vanilla Minecraft, using the vanilla Minecraft block palette. Just things to think about. If you happen to be in my boat and you want to build for the lowest common denominator. Alright. Well. What do we have here? What do we have here? What are they saying in the group chat? The group chat. The group chat. It's Friday night. Did you all know that? Friday night. Wow. Wow. The week is drawing to a close, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The week is drawing to a close. What's in store for next week? Another busy week, it seems. Another busy week is ahead of us. Always busy. Always busy. The specter of productivity haunts us, doesn't it? It haunts me. It probably haunts you as well. Guess I can start thinking of some spooky things to have this October. I mean, what really is the next major holiday? I think it's Halloween. That's the next major holiday, at least as far as I'm aware. Get a little spooky. Get a little spooky with it. A little spooky. Maybe Maybe we'll have some appearances from Count Fricula. Yeah. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna get this little ceiling, this little roof ceiling, this little roof ceiling. Gonna get it all got. Gonna get it all got. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Did you know that the illusioner, no, not the illusioner, the evoker illager will turn blue sheep red? Like, that's like a specific thing that they do. Did you know that? I just learned that the other day. That's like a thing that they'll do. They'll just go out of their way and they'll do that. That's a little Easter egg for you all, you eggheads out there in the chat, in viewership, in droves. That's right, they're showing up in droves for this sloppy content. Watch yourself, Glitchy. Watch yourself. I need to watch myself from time to time. I don't know. I don't quite know what to make of him from time to time. The glitch man. Oh, good God. Gee Wilkers. Gee Wilkers, am I right? Am I right? I'm so low energy right now. What the nuts? I've had it sapped. I've had it sapped from me. I was higher energy earlier today. Now I'm lower energy. Where'd it all go? I don't know. I don't know. Then I look at the 5 million different things I did today and I was like, that's where it all went. Where else would it go? Energy. Energy is a tricky thing, but it's also kind of a straightforward thing. You start a day or era of your life with more, and then you gradually get worn down. Then I feel like there's two different types of energy. Like there's a certain energy that you get for things that replenishes every day. You know, there's a certain kind that's like that. But then also there's this kind of gradual reserve of energy, like the novelty supply, you know? The novelty supply is also like a secret stash. It's a secret stash of energy that you have that you can bring to something whenever you're experiencing it for the first time, or if you haven't experienced that thing for a while and you're returning. Have you ever heard the phrase, some along the lines of separation makes the heart grow fonder? Well, it's like that. See, you replenish your novelty energy supply. So, of course, separation would make the heart grow fonder, now wouldn't it? There's something about that, something about novelty that really gives you some unforeseen energy for something, you know? Well, I don't know what it's about. I think it's just a natural thing. I guess there is a third supply of energy, though this one is kind of like it's kind of like um, the starter fluid of energy supplies is panic energy. You know, panic energy. If you know what you're doing, you can turn stress and panic and the immediacy of a moment into energy. You can just turn it into that. And it'll work. I mean, it's like fast food. Like, sure, it'll fill you up. Sure, it'll give you some energy for a little while, but you know, it's not good. It's not good in the long run, nor is it sustainable. You know, that'll screw you up in other areas. But yeah, that's kind of the sources of energy. But they are they all kind of do have their own confines that they exist in now, don't they? Like there is still a limit. There is still a limit, but it can be expanded, your baseline energy, either by novelty or um, by panic, by worry. Yeah. And I guess there's also an energy drain too. Like there can be long-term energy drains, like depression or just being burnt out on something. You see that's a that's a depletion. That's a depletion source. Though you could argue that burnout may just be, it might come from a lack of novelty to an extent. Those things kind of overlap. Nothing is really black and white, you know. But that's my theory, energy theory. If I have any extra caveats or uh, sources or sap points, I guess I might bring it up if I feel like it. If I have the energy for it. That might be another claim of mine that I'll have a problem with later on. Might have said something overgeneralized like I usually do. Overgeneralize, overgeneralize. I guess there's another type of energy that goes into things that you just are really interested in. That's another energy source. Well, maybe a point that you can channel it towards, I guess. I've yet to meet someone that can make a subject interesting for everybody. Especially interesting enough to make someone want to spend their coveted energy on, Have yet to meet someone that can do that. Maybe they are out there, Every now and then I meet somebody that kind of changes how I think of what people are capable of, You ever meet people like that? I met one guy like that. He was really good at just talking to people, Like I was like, wow, it's putting on the riz, as they said back whenever that word was relevant. Yeah, there's just this one guy, and he could just like get into places and do things, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize people could do that. You could just talk his way into anything. I was like, I didn't realize people like that really existed. The gift of gab. I didn't realize how far it could get you. He didn't have too many like technical skills though. He was just really good at talking. But you see, that's what he specialized in, I guess. That's how he got around at the expense of some other things. But we all got to get around somewhere, some way in this world. I guess we do. Gotta have something. Gotta have something. Makes you work. That makes you go. This is what makes me go. This little black game that I like to play. That's what gives me some energy to focus specifically towards this. Oh, Glitchy, but if you just applied yourself to this thing, or that thing, but you don't get it. You don't get it. I like playing Minecraft and I have energy for Minecraft, but that's it. Like it just doesn't work for other stuff. That's just not how the rules work. I don't write the rules, bestie. I'm sorry. We're all captains of our destinies. Okay, well, I guess we're all masters of the universe here now, aren't we? Yeah. Skill issue. Skill issue, they say. Oh, gray area, gray area. That's what I say. We'll never really know. You can credit or discredit someone as much as you'd like on that basis. Who really knows? Who really knows? And who really knows if you should or shouldn't give someone the benefit of the doubt? Yeah, that's really where a lot of issues start. So things can have multiple interpretations. That's where a lot of conflict happens. It gets even worse whenever you have people that think they're the one that's right. Then they just fight each other. Paradigms. See, this is what I was talking about the other night. The paradigm. Someone thinking, group of people that say they're right on a subjective subject. But then if we acted like everything was subjective all the time, then would we ever really get anything done? I don't know. Maybe the objective things, but then definitions kind of start to get a little weird. Then there's no sauce. You know, what kind of spice, what kind of yeah, what are we supposed to add to our meatloaf to make it taste right? Well, you could add Worcestershire, or you could add mustard, or you could add some kind of other sauce, but if it's a life or death issue as to what we should add to our meatloaf, and we acknowledge that it's subjective, well, we're just not going to end up adding anything to the meatloaf. We're just going to ponder over it forever and never come to any conclusion as to whether it was right or wrong. Sometimes it's just better to mark your plot in the sand and just move with it. But you see then it just gets weird. It gets weird, and you see then you just start going around again. And I just start going around again. See, this is why people, this is why discourse and debates are so long-winded, because there's a lot of situations where the truth of it all is just there is no truth, but people want to, you know, people want to make one for a situation. I feel like with some things it just is what it is. Is what it is. Is what it is. You just have to appreciate things for what they are from time to time. And I think that the other night is where I started to get a little bit insensitive. You see? Because then I started like contradicting myself. I started contradicting myself because then I was like, well, if you don't like the state of the world, blah, 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 happiness is a choice, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't, you know, it's just like, you see, I'm getting into the goopy spot. You see, that's where the goop is. That's where the goop is. In that line of trying to reason things out. See, the goop, there's no getting around the goop. See what happens whenever you try and be nuanced? If you get too nuanced, you can't arrive anywhere. Like, what are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I mean, I guess I could just say it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to stare too deeply into this, I'll say that much. I think it would be better for me if I didn't. Just going around in circles on that forever. It really is forever, because that's the goop. All right, that's the goop. You can fight it, but you're not going to get through it. You're not. You're not. The swamps of the subjective. You can't get out of that. You cannot get out of it. That is a truth. That is a truth. That is the objective on the subjective. It's the goop. It's the swamps. Wow, look at you wrestling with a concept. And then one day, for no good reason, I'm going to pick back up on that line of reasoning once again. Once again I will. And I will waste my life energy on it. I'll waste my life energy. Well, what is a waste? What is a waste? Maybe I'm wasting my time. I might be wasting my time by playing this game. I might be. I might be. In many people's eyes, I am. Sometimes even in my eyes, I am. So I guess I am wasting my time. If I believe the court of public opinion to be the closest thing to an objective criteria that I can get to, which really I don't know what else you could base it on. Oh yes, I do. There's also personal opinion. I guess you could base it on, or I don't know. I don't know. You see, you don't even know. You don't even know where to draw the line. Don't even know where exactly to draw the line, because there is no best place to draw the line. You just got to draw it. If you want to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The big IDK. That's what leads us in so many different directions in the world. I could say that I'm wasting my time. Or not. I don't know. Depends on how you view it, I guess. It's certainly something I like to do at the end of each day, or even during each day, if I'm feeling a little extra irresponsible, is pick up the computer and start another round of the block game. Hey, Risky. How's it going? You doing good? I'm doing good. It's been a long day, long week. Long week. Friday night, almost Saturday morning. Hope things are going good in Rick World. Risky asks, how's your art stuff? Well, actually pretty good. I did a couple of little still lifes for a still life class, and actually I don't think there'd be any problem with it. If I were to pull up one of my still lifes that I did for class up on stream, do you think it's like allowed to like, is this like a college assignment, but it's a still life that I drew? Is anybody really gonna care? I don't know. Am I gonna get in trouble for it if I show off a college assignment? I mean, it really is just a still life. I don't think it'd be that much of an issue. It's my own work. It's my own work. All the professor did was no, 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 don't do that, Risky. Don't report me. Here, I'll just okay. Just keep it secret. Just keep it secret. It'll be between you and me, okay? Okay. Listen, I'll get my bachelor's degree soon, so you know, we'll, we'll, we'll just hope we don't get sued or anything. All right. I'll crop out my signature though, so nobody gets to see my name. But I'm pretty proud of it. I'm pretty proud of it. It is a little point of pride for me. Um, here, here. Well, I want to get the whole image because really the whole image does kind of speak for itself. And then I'll just kind of scribble. I'll just kind of scribble over the signature here. There. I mean, it's not like it's a still life. You know, it would be one thing if it had proprietary information in it, but it's a freaking still life. Risky says, "You seem like your first name is like Jeremy." Oh, how wrong you are, Risky. Oh, how wrong you are. Alright, let's see. So, we had, basically, our art professor has a cabinet full of little knickknacks and things, and animal skulls and plastic grapes. But he sets out a little pile of things, and here I'll show you what I did. This little charcoal drawing that I did over the course of 3 class periods. So there it is. There it is. There's a statue of uh, of a rooster and another little assortment of things, but I'm happy. I'm happy with it. And it received a fairly positive critique, and yeah, yeah. So that's that. We also did some cloth studies, but yeah, that's the main deal. Main deal. I do need to do another art stream sometime, don't I? Guess I could draw something sometime. Plus, how's the Glueberg? Risky asks. Oh, the Glueberg is good. The Glueberg is actually in my bag right now. I guess I could get out the Glueberg. I could, yeah, sure. I could get it out. May as well. Kind of spice things up a little bit on stream. Things get a little spicy when the Glueberg is involved. Here, let me go retrieve it real quick. Let me go retrieve the Glueberg. Here. Here. Oh, hi, Risky. Welcome. Welcome to my abode. Um, let me, where you at, sign guy? I need you all to, need you to tell them, that I am retrieving something. Um, hmm. Sign guy, sign guy. Getting something real quick, like 2 minutes. Okay, get over here, sign guy. Oh no, your text is very slightly off the sign. Oh no. Oh no. Now, let's fix that. There we go. I gotta watch you sometimes, Mr. Guy. Mr. Guy. Okay. Okay, I'll go get the Glueberg real quick. Okay. And we gotta set up the lighting too. I gotta set up the lighting and the backdrop. Here, I'll get it set up real quick. I'll get it set up real quick. Yeah, Glueberg's a little funky right now. I think whenever I put it in my bag and folded it up, the paper backdrop adhered to the top of it. So now there's a hole. Now there's a hole in the paper backdrop. That's fine. It adds to the charm. Um, where where's my bottle of glue at? That's my next question. I know I had a bottle of glue on hand. I know where the glue is. Hold on. All right. Oh wait, I need to get the camera. I need to get the webcam. Hi all, welcome to my live stream. Sorry about the delay. Sorry about the delay there. I had to get something set up for you all. Getting something set up for you all to enjoy. Alright, now observe. We must observe the rancid berg once more. The berg calls to us. The berg calls to us all. The Glueberg does. And the Glueberg says, we live in a society. We live in a society. Alright, now I'm gonna just kinda, oh man, it's getting real bad. This is not a good setup. It's bad. It's very bad. It's very, very rancid, much like the Glueberg is. Okay, well, can't get my camera. Alright, y'all will have to excuse everything. Okay, now we're gonna get the Glueberg footage, the footage of the one and only um, Goopberg, the Goopy Glueberg. It's looking quite swell tonight. It has some extra paper adhered to it that I didn't quite. Okay, get out of here, sign guy. Oh no, not you. Okay, hold on. Get out of here, sign guy. I don't get out of my sight. Um, Berg cam. Uh-oh. Oh, hold on. I gotta finagle. Um, the Berg cam. What's going on here? What's going on here? Well, there's no footage coming through. I know, there's a lot of anticipation. There's a lot of anticipation going on right now. What the heck? Um, video capture device. Activate. Oh. Hold on. 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 Oh, there we go. That's some good footage. Okay. Footage. There, there, there we go. There we go. There's the Glueberg, and you can see now that there's a hole. There's now a gaping, quite a crevice behind the backdrop here because you can see I'm kind of poking something through there because this little piece of paper here whenever I folded it up and put it in my in my um, in my bag, it kind of stuck to it. So that's a new feature. And just so everybody gets the recap, this is the piece of gum that I added to the Berg. This slip of paper here, this is a subscriber name. There's another subscriber right here that got covered up by the paper. Um, so, so yeah, that's what's going on in Glueberg land. I could probably make the footage just a little bit better. There. Um, just a little bit better. Just for your viewing convenience. There. It's a little bit better. A little bit better. See, I'm getting my cameraman. I'm getting my cameraman skills. I'm honing in on them. All right, just like that. And I have a little treat for you all. A little treat for you all. I have a brand new tube of paint. So I'm going to add a new color. I'm going to add a new color because you can see this blue. This blue from a few weeks ago is getting covered up now. So I think it's time. I think it's time that we add a new hue to the Glueberg. Risky says, the Glueberg punched a hole in the wall. Yeah, the Glueberg has anger issues. The Glueberg drinks Monster Energy all the time, and it's all hopped up. It's all hopped up. So I'm gonna add a little bit of a fun color, but just a little bit, because I want to add a big blob, because I added a big blob last time and it didn't dry as fast as I wanted it to. So we're going to be a little more strategic this time. We're going to do little drops, little drops, just so it dries faster, and we can add more real glue to the Glueberg. So there we go. There we go. There is our Glueberg with some fun purple blobs on it. This kind of, see, this one is called Craft Smart Grape Taffy. You can't read that, but I can read that. It's Grape Taffy Craft Smart. Um, yeah, it's got a good flavor, good texture, and I would rate this one probably. Let me take a little taste there. Yeah, I would rate this one probably 6 or 7 out of 10. I think that'll be a good yeah, good flavor rating. And that's grape taffy flavor. It's grape taffy flavor. It's good stuff, honestly. But it's all right. It's all right. It's a little bit of fun color, and yeah. I'm painting my esophageal walls, Risky. Don't you know? They're very drab and very bland. Colors should be fun inside and outside of the body. That's my take on things. I'm just making the world a more colorful place. Anyway, we'll wait for that to dry and we'll check back in on that later. Alright, back to our regularly scheduled content now. Back to our regularly scheduled cave. Why am I in a cave? Why am I in a cave? Here, let me shrink down my window. I'm gonna give you a little shrink. Give me a little shrink down. Here we go. There we go. Just right. And there we go. All right. Well, why am I in a cave? Why am I under my house? I think Risky had something to do with this. Hi, Risky. You're being implicated right now. One of these days, a sinkhole is going to open up under my property. All right, well, there we go. There we go. Risky asks, did Darth ever figure out who done it? Well, I don't know. Not that I know of. He can question as good as he wants to question, but ultimately it's the court's final decision. And that's how it works. That's how it works. Also, it's midnight, which means I can partake in my cinnamon roll, which I had left over from breakfast, and I am eating now because they put so many cinnamon rolls in a can, and you can't possibly eat them all in one sitting. I don't know what they're trying to do. I can't just go without my sweet syrupy breakfast treat, you know, even if it is the off-brand kind. It still counts for something, I guess. As for if it's a roll or not, well, that's debatable. Oh, oh. It's barely a cinnamon roll. It's a breakfast biscuit with cinnamon in it and like sugar like on the top. It's barely a cinnamon roll. Here I go getting snobbish again, but gosh dang it, you gotta splurge on cinnamon rolls. Like, what am I doing? If you're gonna get them, get the grands. Shampoo is one thing. Cinnamon rolls are a whole other deal. There's certain things where it doesn't really matter. Alright, well, gotta get all this cleared up here. You done anything nice to close off the week, Risky? Anything to cap off the week with? I'm taking down half of it. I'm taking down half of it. This half wasn't really doing anything other than housing the sheep. So I'm taking down this half, and then this bay right here, this window bay, I'm going to turn this into a breezeway. So this is going to be a breezeway in between the storage building and what I leave of the factory. Risky says, I've been pretty tired, working really hard all week on the self-storage. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. My connection died. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had a little bit of net poop there. Did you catch what I was saying, Risky? Did you catch what I was saying? I was just basically saying, just make sure to take a break every once in a while. It's good for you. Oh, I just said take a break. Take a break every now and then. It's good for you. That's what I was saying. That's all I was saying. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, take one when it's raining. Take one when it's raining. That'll save you. That'll save you a bad experience at least. Yeah, nobody likes getting out in the rain. What's all that about? I bike around campus, and I got a bike in the rain. I bike rain or shine because I can't I can't depend on buses and their schedules. I can't depend on that. And I like to maximize the amount of sleep I get in a night, so I don't want to leave an hour earlier than I'm supposed to just so I can catch a bus. You get me? Because there's some mornings where I got to get up at 7:30, so I'm just like, hey, listen, I'm going to get on the bike. Rain or shine, snow or ice, might be storming out. I'll be cycling across campus. And I will be the only one cycling across campus because I'm I've lost it slightly. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that, Risky. Have you ever used an e-bike before? I see people use those. I just have the old pedal kind, just because I was bequeathed it by a family member. But I see people on those e-bikes, and they look pretty convenient. There's some people, they treat them about like motorcycles. They'll wear a whole suit whenever they wear them, and they'll just go down the road on them on their e-bikes. But I think it's kind of interesting because, the very first motorcycles 100 years ago, they were just regular bicycles that people put engines on. So it's kind of interesting to see how that's just kind of reinvented itself. Risky says, never tried one. There was a guy on my university that rode a unicycle everywhere. Oh, like SpongeBob. SpongeBob does that, I think. I think he does. I think he rides a unicycle. Huh. That cannot be. I could not imagine that being an effective mode of transportation. There's no ratchet on it. There's no ratchet on it. The pedals are connected directly to the wheels unless he had some kind of special model. Yeah, it sounds exhausting. I don't know. I don't know how you could keep up with that bit, but I commend him. At the very least, you all got entertained by it, it sounds like. So, at least he got that, I guess. There are some people that ride those mono wheels around. Have you heard of the mono wheel? We're kind of having a little bit of a moment whenever it comes to personal transportation vehicles. People riding their mono wheels. I mean, they're crazy. Yeah, they're nuts. Well, it's sort of like a better version of those hoverboards. They do look goofy, but also whenever they get to the classroom building, and this is probably the only point of practicality that I see with them, or I will make that caveat, um, which is they have a handle on them, and whenever they get done with them, they just pick them up and take them into the classroom building with them. You don't got to find a bike rack. But oh, Risky has a one wheel. Huh. Yeah, they are interesting. I'd be worried though. You can't depend too much on something that has a brain of its own. I'm not talking about that in a woo woo computers are gonna kill us type of way. I'm talking about that in a by way of it'll glitch out and like throw you off of it potentially. I don't know. I don't know. I don't need to worry about battery whenever it comes to my pedal bicycle. It works the same whether it's cold or hot, and I know how to fix it whenever something breaks. Oh, Risky's reading through the server archives, the history books. Yeah, well, I've heard one wheels are a little pricey. Yeah, I think the most expensive thing that could break on my bicycle is probably the chain, and I mean, I think that might cost me. Actually, I've never checked because it hasn't broken. Let's see. How much are bicycle chains? Oh, no more than $100. That's what I like about bikes. They're so accessible, you know, especially pedal-powered bikes. Now, I'm sure, I'm sure it's, you know, I'm sure electric bikes are also pretty accessible whenever it comes to vehicles. Bicycles, even motorcycles, they tend to be. the most simple, the most simple mechanically. But there's just something so accessible about a bike. Something gets weird, the gear's not quite right. Well, I just get out a wrench and adjust the cables, and it's all right. Then it's good. Or it's just something so intuitive about it. You see all the parts, and you can just tinker with it as much as you like. I think we need to have more technology like that. Just things that have the nuts and bolts exposed. Things that don't try and be more than what they actually are, Even cars are like that. You see, they've been trying to hide all the nuts and bolts and stuff, trying to make it more elegant or unified in the design, but at the end of the day, it just makes things more tedious and less intuitive. Risky says, I worked on my tools all the time. He says, I recently remade an old plate compactor and got it running again. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, it's always fun. I don't know. It's nice, like I said, whenever you can actually see everything that works. Yeah. Plate compactor. Plate compactors. Does that like emboss metal plates? Is that what that is? Is that like what that does? It tamps down dirt and gravel. Oh, that's neat. That's cool. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't always know the technical names of things, but whenever you describe what it does, I know. I know. Nomenclature. That's always been something I've struggled with a little bit. Definitely helps whenever you're trying to communicate something, though, knowing the nomenclature. If I start talking about dentals and modillions, you're like, most people won't understand that. Or coining or whatever else. Rustication. You gotta be in the know with that. But if you show somebody a picture, that's always a good way of doing it. Show, don't tell. You can do that with a lot of things, not just storytelling. Show, don't tell. Don't get bogged down by the nomenclature. Just show somebody and see if they like it or not. Risky says, do you have a history of 2022? That's a good question. If I were to go back further than what the current records are, I would need to do research. That is where research comes in, because those current history books are more of a first-hand account than anything. Calling them a history book, really, I don't really know if that's really the appropriate term. It's more of just a first-hand account of things. I mean, I've done them. I think I've done 3 books so far, so if it's 26, then they must have started in 23. I have them all next to each other, yeah. So the 23 is the first one that I did. 23 is the first one that I did. Yeah. So what you see is what you get with all that. What you see is what you get. We'll call that prehistory if we are calling them history books. Though I do think that is a little bit of a stretch. Are you on page 32, Risky? All right. Did you make the history books? You probably did. I know I wrote about you at some point. Probably something about the Eldermites. Is it the Eldermite article? Eldermite page? I call it an article. Oh, look at you, Glitchy. Wow, writing articles. Wow. I'm eating all my cinnamon roll. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's good stuff. Yeah, elder mites. I figured. I figured it was elder mites. I figured. I figured. Yeah. How long did that take you to move them? Cause you moved them. Did you move them by boat or I don't remember exactly what you did there. I don't I don't remember everything. That's why I write it all down. That's why I write it all down. Oh, Risky says, I kept them aggroed on me and had them chase me on the nether roof. Oh man. So you had to, not only did you have to move them for a long time, you had to like focus. You had to like focus on it to make sure that you're, you know, staying keeping them in the right spot. That's a pain. That is a pain. I'm glad nothing happened to him on the way. I bet that was a little bit nerve-wracking, wasn't it? What are you all doing? How'd you all... I don't know why they're all congregating right there. That's strange. You all... I don't think you all quite know how to act. I don't think you all have ever been outside of the factory before. I don't quite know how to act. I don't know what their deal is. I use some splash potions to speed them up. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, I don't brew too many potions in Minecraft, but when I do brew them, they're usually pretty useful. They're usually pretty useful. So yeah, this is about as far as I'm gonna go with the demolition. I figured this side wasn't being used very much anyway. And what's in here? Wheat. Oh man. Oh man. Somebody had there was somebody evil in here. That's all I can say about that. If you know, you know. If you don't, consider yourself lucky. Oh my God. That is horrendous. Okay. Well. Well. Yeah, thanks for popping in, Risky. Hope you have a good night. Hope you hope you get plenty of rest. I know it's been a long week for the both of us. Have a good evening. Gwa. Count Fricula wishes you a good evening. I know the factory won't be as monumental as it once was, but I think it'll be more useful, or at least more. I gotta do something here to make them cohere. To you know, to make them cohere a little bit. At least I had it on video footage. You know, it kind of makes me feel a little better having everything archived a little bit. You know, that always helps things a little bit with it helps me feel a little better whenever it comes to I guess making changes, you know. Just having the old version on video, helps me move forward a little bit, you know. Because really, you all watching out there, really that's the main way you all will get to experience whatever I'm doing. Really, that is the reality for you. And you can just go back and look at it, you know. And I'm probably more sentimental about it than you are, really. So, yeah, it's just for the better that I do it like this. That's something I need to get better at, is knowing how to move on. I say that if I move on too much, you see, if I get too far, if I go too far with that line of reasoning, all of a sudden I abandon my project, my Minecraft project, and I will not let that happen. So I can't lean too far into that line of reasoning. I don't think my psychology would allow it anyway. I really don't. I'm in too deep. See, sometimes you can't trust those buttery feelings you give yourself. Sometimes whenever you feel, see, that's another difficult thing. You give yourself an out. You give yourself an out in a situation, and 9 times out of 10, you'll take it. You can't trust how you feel. You can't even trust yourself. I can't even trust myself. Like, what the heck is going on here? What the heck is going on? I must be ever vigilant and resist my own nature. Because sometimes my own nature is wrong. As for when it's wrong and when it's right, though, well, who's really calling the shots on that? I don't know. I don't know. Is that a normal thing? To feel like you're constantly at odds with yourself? Is that a thing that all of us do? Are we all operating at our limit? At our absolute limit? I've wondered that. Because sometimes I feel like just going day to day, I'm operating within the bounds that I am able to. Like, are some people just like actually just like kind of kicking back and taking it easy all the time? Is that a thing? I don't know, because I'm not other people, so I couldn't give you other people's perspective. There's some situations where to really understand somebody, you just have to be them, and that's just not physically possible. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? In order to have a full understanding of something, really, you just have to be it and experience it. If I were to talk about some kind of food that I really liked that I ate one time, you know, I can describe how it tastes, I can describe the mouthfeel, the texture, the exact amount of poppy seeds and sesame seeds and herbs and spices on top of the bun. But at the end of the day, if you want the simplest and most accurate way of how that food is, you just gotta eat it. You just gotta eat it. I heard somebody say something like that once, so I'm borrowing from them. But really, that is the truth. To truly understand something, you just have to experience it. Really. really. I mean, we can curate it as well as we possibly can. But to be there in that moment, at that time, that's the only way you really get to experience it. It's just not possible to replicate sometimes, you know? Even if you try and curate it as well as you can. I mean, it would take nothing short of hitting somebody over the head with a bat, causing them to get amnesia over their whole life, and then dropping them into a 100% accurate recreation of a time or place to really fully immerse somebody in whatever thing you're trying to curate and immerse somebody in. You see, it's always going to be an imitation. Always. And it will be perceived as that through the lens of the people or time of, you know, whatever is perceiving the thing. You know, again, just to make sure I'm being nuanced, because I tend to throw out general statements, much like I just did. That's not to say there's no value in curatory efforts, because there is value in curatory efforts, and it deepens our understanding of the world. But for the sake of completely accurate recreations or curated experiences, I think you catch my drift. That's really what I'm talking about. There we go. There's a little nugget of nuance. That's what I was missing out on, right? We'll need a little more nuance in our lives. That was a general statement, wasn't it? A broad, generalized statement about nuance. See, if we get too caught up in the caveats, we never get anywhere. It's nonsense. Buffoonery. I'm the buffoon. I'm the buffoon for thinking too much about it. Big fat nothing burger. You get nowhere in the goopy gray swamps of maybe. Goopy gray area. It's the folly of humankind to try and think that you could ever come to anything definite in the goopy gray area. Though if you do have that claim, you could definitely do some productive things, I suppose. Goopy gray. Gray goop. Goop. There is a little burger restaurant in Lancaster, Kentucky called the Burger House. They've been in operation for many decades, and they have a condiment called goop on their menu. I have not eaten the goop, but it is something you can order, and that's kind of their little claim to fame. They host local sporting events for the community. I think they have their own baseball team, the Burger House baseball team. Lancaster. It's a really unique downtown. Unfortunately, it just hasn't been kept up with like how it should have been. One of these days, I'm going to build a tribute to Lancaster in its original form, or yeah, in its original form in Alabamaville, because I feel like the style would work very well. Now, I'll add my own tastes to it, but I'd like to follow the general layout of the downtown square because I quite like it. It's really unique for um, downtowns, main streets. It's not even really a street. It's like like I said, a square, a perfect square. And there used to be a roundabout in the middle, so it was a perfect circle inside of a perfect square. And there's really not many downtowns in that region that are like that, which is, it makes it really unique. Makes it really unique. I wish they preserved it better because it is so unique. Oh, oh well. Let's demolish instead of repair. Not in the city budget anyway. That's the thing about buildings. You can bankrupt yourself building a building. You can. You can bankrupt yourself and ruin yourself and all of that. But the strange thing about the building is that even if it does, even if it is financially unfeasible, if you manage to build it you know, before you get caught with your pants down, the building will be there and you can't just, that's not going away. That's there for the ages. So, oh, that's a little unique thing. If you were really desperate enough to leave your mark on the world, you could. You could. It'll cost you. It'll cost you your ability to make any other marks on the world, but yeah, that's a unique thing about buildings. Have a lot of presence, and you can kind of cheese your way. You can kind of cheese them a little bit. You can kind of cheese permanence with them, or at least it's as permanent as a building is. More or less permanent. I'm not going to do Carrot Boy tonight. I'm not going to do Carrot Boy tonight. I'll do Carrot Boy during my early morning live stream. I feel like Carrot Boy makes people slightly uncomfortable, which is understandable. He makes me a little uncomfortable. Whenever I unleash my inner Carrot Boy, it's like unleashing my inner wolf. You know, makes people a little uncomfortable like that. Maybe they've never been in the presence of a real alpha wolf. Not my problem. It is a waxing gibbous tonight. I don't know if you knew that or not, but me being the wolf that I am, I know the phases of the moon. Okay, I know the phases. I keep very much track of them. Very much track indeed. All right, just letting you all know. All right, you gotta be on careful treadlands whenever you're you are in my presence. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I hope you enjoyed. We have free sandwiches outside on the sandwich counter. Please take some. I had way too many sandwiches catered to this event. Please, please, please take them. Do you know, do you know how many sandwiches I'm just gonna have in my house after this? I don't feel good about throwing them away. I'm just gonna put them all in the deep freeze and then I'm gonna have like way too many sandwiches. So please take them. Please take them from the counter. Get them out of my sight. Please get them out of my sight. I I don't know what to do with all of these ham sandwiches. The other night, or I guess this is probably a month or two ago, somebody had some Jimmy Johns catered to the architecture school, and they have a little table in the front of the building, and whenever people have leftovers from you know, events, from things that people have catered, they'll just set out all the leftovers on the table, and people just kind of come by and just take them. Just take them. That's kind of the unspoken agreement between everybody. If it gets put on that table, people will take it. Um, and someone got some Jimmy John's catered, and of course they had some vegetarian options. They had some cucumber sandwiches, I think, and well, of course they were the less popular option. So that was pretty much all that was left by the time I got to the table. And then I was like, well, all right, well, I'll take it. I'm hungry. I'll take a free sandwich. And then I ate it. It was actually good. Like really good. Like it really didn't need any lunch meat on it in order to be a good sandwich. And it had some guacamole on there. And I thought, oh, it's good and it's healthy. You see, why does it always have to be so indulgent whenever it really can just be good as the alternative? That's what I thought in that moment, because it still had cheese on it, and that cheese really did contribute a lot to the flavor of the sandwich. But it was kind of in that moment I realized that lunch meat really isn't that important to making a good sandwich. It was just something to think about, something to have on your all's radar. Cucumber sandwiches. Cucumber sandwiches. They're good, they're healthy, and yeah. To be honest, I'd probably go and willingly get one over a ham or turkey or roast beef sandwich next time I go. That's how much I liked it. Just like, this isn't the first time this whole vegetarian leftover thing happened, because there was another time where they're having some pizzas at an event, and well, the only pizzas left were the veggie ones. So I took a slice of veggie pizza, and I was like, wow, wait a minute, it's actually really good. It's actually really good. It doesn't have to have a bunch of meat on it to be good. I don't know who brainwashed us into thinking that, but yeah. Not even for like diet reasons. It's just tasty, and it's healthy, and it just so happens to be healthy. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice that you can have something that you can enjoy that's not bad for you? Then then it's just kind of guilt-free to an extent. Really. But yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. It's just a nice feeling. It's good food with a good feeling attached to it. And that's nice. That's nice. Lunch meat really isn't that good for you. Not and I don't want to make that argument just off of the basis of, well, it's processed. It's so ultra processed, because saying it's processed really doesn't actually convey any truth about the lunch meat. What is bad about it is that it's got nitrates in it. It's kind of greasy. It'll raise your blood pressure. That's what makes it bad. It's salty. It's too salty. You see, those are reasons. But if you just go and say it's processed, that's processed. Well, sure, it's a rule of thumb you can rely on, but it's not always true. It's not always true. I feel like, again, that's another one of those things where I feel like we need to have a little more nuance. We need to have a little more nuance with that, because processed thing, not always bad. Not always bad. It's not. It's really not. You can't just throw these general statements at everything, especially because health is a balance, you know? People treat health like a game of absolutes. The only absolute is having that, you know, being healthy. And well, being healthy is a balance. I mean, I can eat a little bit of butter or have a little bit of cream in my coffee every day, and that might actually be good for me in moderation. Salt's good for you in moderation. I'm not saying go eat a bag of salty Cheetos, but I think we should just, you know, keep some facts in mind and and really think about what we're arguing about, you know? That's that's really the main issue. The 2NM official. What color will I address you with? We'll give you a good uh, teal. Teal. There you go. I don't think I've seen you online before. You must be new or just not play that much. Or maybe you changed your username. Can't quite tell. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. They don't seem too talkative though, so I'm just gonna assume they're chewing through the server's wires right now. They've just logged on because they knew no moderators are on, and now they're just being quietly malicious in the background. That's my assumption. Or maybe they can't speak English. It is kind of late in the night. It could be people overseas that are logging on now. Online spaces really are the world's melting pot, aren't they? Unless your country has an intranet, not to be confused with an internet. By intranet, I mean introverted. Um, the country's I'll say internet system, intranet system isn't connected to the World Wide Web. That's what I'm talking about whenever I say intranet. Russia, China. Actually, I don't know if Russia is or not, but I know China is. North Korea, I think. Intranets. Intranet. It's always, I don't know, it's kind of cool to interact with people that live so far away, though. That's something we often take for granted, is just having this insane ability to, in real time, interact with, you know, people from all across the globe. That really is something in the grand scheme of things. It really is. We just, I don't know. There's no way of really getting around this, but I feel like once you do kind of actually ponder on the actual insanity of this age that we live in, it becomes a lot more impressive, you know? Like if you actually take a minute and actually really think about it all. You can't you can't perceive it all. It's impossible. It's not possible, unfortunately. But if you can try and begin to grasp it a little bit, it makes your head spin a little, really. That's what I've found anyway. It's kind of like the fact that billions and billions of years passed before I was born, but I can't perceive that. I cannot perceive that. There's certain things that are so complex or so large in scope, you can't perceive it. That's kind of what the modern world is like. I mean, even the fact that let's leave the modern world behind. Even the fact that we figured out how to, make metal and make tools and all of that and build buildings. The fact that we've evolved the way that we have, that even that'll make your head spin. And then you put all this extra stuff on top of it, and it's just like, whoa, this is statistically impossible. And yet, for some insane reason, here we are. I mean, if you really think about it for 2 seconds, it really screws with you. It screws with me sometimes. Like, it kind of freaks me out a little bit, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I think on one hand, it's, again, this insane complexity that we've managed to achieve as a species, but it's also the fact that it was so statistically unlikely for this to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not supposed to happen. This is not supposed to be happening right now. This is the exception to all things that have ever existed. This moment right now that we are living in is the exception to all things that have ever existed in the history of the universe, as far as we're able to tell so far. It just kind of freaks me out a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Like, it just kind of freaks me out sometimes. But my meat brain doesn't let me think about it too hard, you know. My meat brain saves me a little bit because I couldn't process all of it. I can't. That's also why it's hard for me to be kind of nuanced, though. It's just not running on the right hardware. Let me take a little sampling of this. Oh, oh, the paint's still got a lot to dry. I was checking the paint, that purple berry paint on the Glueberg. It's still got a while. I should have known better than to put paint on there, but it needed another little splash of color. We need some color in this world. Okay, so I've demolished half of the factory. As of right now, this is kind of an ugly situation that I've gotten myself into, but there's no going back now. There's no going back now. Takedown is always easier than setup. So now we need to figure out what to do from here. Well, we have all of this stuff that I don't know what to do with just yet. We have this little bit of infrastructure that's in the way. I'll probably move that out of the way too. I'll probably leave a little bit of it because I feel like I might have to use this system in some way in the future, so I just want to leave it as a model for me. We need some way, so I'm going to build a breezeway. I got to build a breezeway between the two buildings. I guess that's one thing I can do. Build a breezeway, building breezeways. That sounds easy breezy. That sounds fantastic. Maybe I'll also build a little doorway here. A little arched doorway. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah. Have a nice little interior access. Interior access and access to this building. It's been a long day. I'm tripping over my words. Apologies. Apologies, fellow viewers. Viewers like you. And me. Am I viewing myself? Who am I? What am I? These are things that are best not thought about for too long. Sometimes Sometimes the truth serves no benefit to you, honestly. You know, sometimes you don't. You just be better off not knowing the truth. I feel like it's just not advantageous. It's just not advantageous to know the actual truth of a thing. I'd probably take the blue pill if I was in the Matrix. I don't know. I don't know. There's no happiness to be had on a higher plane. But maybe a sense of purpose is more meaningful. I don't know. Is purpose happiness? I don't know. We're kind of counterintuitive sometimes, I guess. I know I'm counterintuitive. I know that. That's why I can't trust myself. I can't trust how I feel half the time. Because it's just like, well, I could eat a family-sized bag of Doritos, but you know, it's kind of screw me up a little bit. I could though. See, I can't trust myself. I can't trust myself there. I'm sure there's other things where I just can't. I just can't trust how I'm feeling on a thing. And then that makes me all wishy-washy. I don't know what to think. And I look like a deer in headlights half the time. Because I don't really know what I'm doing. The worst part is I acknowledge that fact. The truth isn't always good. And delusion sometimes is a tool, really. I believe that. I do believe that. It's not inherently bad, to be honest. At least that's my belief. Delusion. Because, well, if you believe something a certain way, you're just operating off of your framework, you know? You're using your most practical and impactful tools first for navigating the world. If you're kind of a little bit delusional. I mean, we all naturally are. I'd like to think a little bit delusional. It's not advantageous, again, to know the whole truth of anything. Having some loose ends, I guess, means that you can kind of navigate life in a more satisfied way. I guess that's one way of putting it. At least that's how it seems to me. I don't know. It's difficult things to navigate. And if I was the master navigator, I'd be in a much different position in my life right now. Skill issue. Skill issue on my part. My bad, my bad. Sorry for sucking. Sorry about the suckage. Sometimes I say things that make me uncomfortable. You know, I make myself uncomfortable from time to time. I really do. I really do. Well, that's certainly it. That certainly is what it is, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I wonder if there's anybody online who's awake right now. Who's awake right now? Nobody. Everybody's asleep right now. Wake up, sheeple. Wake up, sheeple. We live in a society We live in a society. There. I'm going to take down this little piece of the pipeline. I know, Pleasant K, I know, but the legacy of your pipeline will live on. I don't think it was getting too much use, and I know it wasn't getting much use because it's not transporting the original material that this was set up to transport, which was bamboo. He's turned that farm into a sugarcane farm, so I don't think he's going to be, well, I don't think he's going to be too mad at me for getting rid of this. I don't know. Here's another goopy gray area to navigate. I heard someone say once that it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. Make of that what you will. That's an outlook like that is a problem and a solution. So maybe it really gets you nowhere. Maybe it just keeps you in a chaotic middle spot. Then again, if I were to have asked for permission for this, there would have been no harm done. Now, would have there. No, if anything, this is more telling of my personal irresponsibility and disregard for outcomes, ultimate outcomes. And maybe, to an extent, this is part of my short-sightedness, which it may be. I have been quite short-sighted from time to time. I have been. I know that for a fact. There's planners and there's pantsers. What am I? Basically Scott Coffin. Basically. I know for a fact that there are more meticulous people than I am. I know that for a fact. I have met them, I have seen how they operate, and I envy them. That's one of those breeds of people that amaze me, are the very meticulous planning and most importantly executing ones. The ones that can execute based off of those meticulous plans, because if you can make a good plan, it's one thing to plan everything all the time, but if you plan all the time and use all your energy to plan and then never execute, well, that will have been wasted planning. But there is that rare person on occasion that really, oh look, all the sheepies moved to this little grass patch. See, this is a happy life for them. See, I think they're living a better life here. Yeah, if you can meticulously plan and execute something as meticulously as you planned it, you're pretty much a superhuman in my book. I mean, really, really. You might be a master of the universe if you can execute what you've planned to the degree that I'm talking about. I've met a few people like that. A few. A rare and lucky few. I could say that if I had more time, I would do better about this, but I know that's not true. I know it's not true. I know it's not. Whenever it comes to matters of planning and all of that. Now, if I were to, if I had more time, I'd probably get bored, and whenever I get bored, I end up doing something kind of productive. So I would do some more productive personal things, and for me personally, if I did have enough time. But whenever it comes to things like planning, executing, doing those meticulous things, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be any better about it if I had all the time in the world, because I know each day I'm treated with dozens of opportunities to finally prove myself wrong. And what do I do? What do I do? I fall back in my old ways, at least to an extent. How to really change, how to change, and how to change drastically. I don't know if you really could change drastically outside of a spiritual experience. Certainly not with the vanilla life experience, I'll say that much. Hmm. The vanilla life experience. Living vanilla life. Vanilla life. It'd be nice if Radiant was up. Where you at, Radiant Lily? Where you at? Did you go to bed? Looks like she went to bed. She's offline. So I'm gonna have some kind of guest on tonight's show. Well, Glueberg, it looks like it's just you and me. Looks like it's just you and me this evening. That's alright. Me, myself, and I. Me and the thoughts in my head. I feel like I'm having an awkward conversation with myself. You know, you ever run out of topics in the middle of a conversation? That happens to me all the time. All the time. I just don't know what to talk to somebody about, you know? And what am I supposed to talk to them about? All I ever do is play Minecraft in my free time. I'm not exactly the most interesting person to have conversations with, other than, hey, look at my Minecraft base, dude. Look at my Minecraft base. And then it's just kind of gloaty. I don't like to gloat. I really don't like to. I don't know. I just, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, why don't I advertise this more? Like, I did for a little bit during Hypixel house parties, but, you know, I was just kind of begrudgingly doing it because I felt like it was necessary, and it might still be necessary. I managed to get Melly and company on the stream, so that definitely did work a little bit to an extent, you know? Maybe I need to do that sometime. Maybe I need to do another um, Hypixel stream run. So that did seem to stir the pot a little bit now, didn't it? That's honestly been the best thing I've done so far for viewership. If I'm looking at this from a purely business perspective, you know, you got to take what you can get, these little small gains at the very start, because proportionally, while they are small, they are relatively large considering the overall percentage of viewers that I have. Having, you know, just little stream runs. Do little, maybe that, yeah, that might be healthy to do. That might just be healthy for at least where I'm at. I mean, that felt like the biggest amount of progress I was getting, to be honest, doing these little stream runs. Little stream runs. Plus, I managed to get a couple of new people on the Minecraft server, too. So, it's only beneficial. It is only beneficial to do stream runs. That's what I'll call them. Well, stream runs. Let's do a stream run. Let's hope we don't get banned for advertisement. Authenticate me. Oh, gosh dang it. Gosh diddly darn it. Come on, give me good roll. Give me good roll. Come on now, Hypixel. Come on, don't do me dirty this time. Oh, you try again. You know what? Let's look at the Glueberg in the meantime. Let's do another little Glueberg check. Hmm. Oh, footage is still running. Gosh dang it, Hypixel. Gosh dang it, authenticate me. Authenticate me, baby. Okay. Let's see. It's looking a little more dry. It's still not completely dry, though. Still not completely dry, but I feel like it's tacky enough to where I could maybe put a little bit of glue on the berg. I'll tell you what really glues my berg. I'll tell you what really glues my berg. Gabba gabba gooba. I'm an old head, and I don't like the new mobs. I don't like the baby mobs update. Gabba gooba gabba. Gabba gooba gabba. Let's add glue onto the berg. There, there we go. There's a nice little smattering of glue while we wait. While we wait, guess the Glueberg is good for something after all. Hi Pixel, let me in, please. Hi Pixel. While we wait for glue to dry. Authenticate me, baby. Authenticate me. Pretty please. Yeah, I got a good roll. All right, there we go. There we go. Oh, what's this? I'm getting a TOS message. Uh-oh. I'm sure this has something to do with recent global movements. This seems new. Uh, please read and agree to our policy. Oh. Well, hold on, let me take a little peek at this. We value your privacy. Get out of here, cookies. Defining things. Ownership, limited. Girl, there's too many words in here. There's too many words in here. Okay, I can't. Sure. Sure. We'll say I read all that. Yeah, we'll say I read all that. Sure. Whatever. All right. Well, there's that. There's me being impulsive again. Oh, there goes the old Scott Cawthon approach once again. God save us all. I agree. I read the terms of service, just for the record. I read them. A trampoline? Oh. Oh, no. That's right, I forgot about the gadgets. Well, let's go gadget. What kind of gadgets do we got? What kind of gadgets do we got going on? Prototype. Where is my gadgets? You see, I don't even remember how to navigate all these stuff. Collectibles, that's right. Gadgets. I think I have the trampoline. Easter. Oh. Fun and games. Fortune cookie. Movement maybe? Jetpack. I didn't know I had a jetpack. Paint trail. Thought I had the trampoline. These are fun. I forgot about these. Let's see. Hello. No. Holidays? Could have sworn I had the trampoline. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was somewhere else. Or maybe I'm just mistaken. I could just be mistaken. Anyway. Let's see what's going on Hypixel. Hypixel. Let's do a roll. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. I tend to do better in places that don't have many people on. Maybe one or two. Let's see. Hypixel House Party! Hypixel House Party. Meeting. Yo! Meetings are kept confidential, bro. Kick me out of this house if you want them to be confidential. Kick me out of this house. Oh, they left. They instantly left. It is confidential. Wow. It's very confidential. Wow, this is This is very mysterious indeed. Wow. Also, what's my thing on Twitch say? Does it say early morning live stream? Oh my god, I'm such a goober. It's not morning Minecraft anymore. It's midnight Minecraft. What am I going on about? Misleading. Misleading everybody, that's what I'm doing. Oh, my failures as a slop mongerer. They are very much apparent. Well, let's go find another housing to chastise. Red house. Red house. What on earth is going on here? What is this? Are people trying to speed bridge? I think people are in speed bridge school. Hello. Hi. I think they're learning how to speed bridge. I think that's what's going on. Are you learning how to speed bridge? I think that maybe they're getting ready for Bed Wars or something. A little competitive Bed Wars match. That's fun. We're witnessing a learning moment here. We are witnessing a learning moment. Hmm. Hi, Pixel House Party. Wow. Okay, now I have to be outgoing. I don't want to be outgoing, but I have to be outgoing if I want to do the content mongery. But I don't want to. What the heck? I just, I feel annoying sometimes, I really do. I really do. So how will I conduct this Hypixel house party? What if I do it in a non-invasive, non-advertiserial way? Now, how would I do such a thing? How would I do such a thing? Well, I have an idea. I had a little brain blast. I think I know how I will approach this. I think I know how I will approach this. What if I make a housing and just make it to facilitate my stream? Like a little what would we call it? Just a little show, the Glitchy 117 show live on Hypixel. The Hypixel show, if you will. The Hypixel show. Maybe it could be something like that. Oh, it looks like there's an update to the housing. An achievement award. Oh, well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. So why don't we give that a try? What's going on here in Blue House? Looks like I was just doing some material experiments. Well. We'll make this something better than any old material experiments. Now, what will we name this house? What will we name this house? We will name it. What will we name it? What will we name it? Well, we could call it Hypixel Live. Hypixel Live. Is it technically against the Hypixel rules, though? I mean, it is more footage for Hypixel, I guess. I mean, isn't there like streamers on Hypixel? I mean, are you allowed to promote your platform? I don't know. Rules. Let me just make sure I'm being true and honest and truly honest. And then let's see where we can bend to the rules if they do need to be bended. Server rules. Server rules. Let's just make sure that behavior that is not allowed. Chat abuse. Ooh, not allowed to promote social media. That is not allowed. But, but, would it be advertising if I were to just say, I mean, really, could I make a plausible argument? I mean, they don't go into specifics here. There is no legalese. I'm not technically advertising. No, it's more passive than that, I would argue. I'm not gunking up chats like I have been. I'm not invading people's privacy. No, 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 no. They're very vague. They're quite vague with these rules. Quite vague. Quite vague. Hmm. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I am thinking because this you see would be uh we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna do this until somebody says something about it. How about that? We'll get a little cheesy with it. Yeah, we're gonna get a little cheesy with it. Because think, well, really, what happens if what happens when a YouTuber joins onto Hypixel? You know, they have the YouTube rank. Is that not advertising in itself? Technically, if we want to be really technical about it, it says YouTube. I mean, what other purpose would that rank have other than to promote a platform? Is streaming social media? Is streaming social media? I don't know. I mean, really? Is it? You see, there's a lot of gray. You know that goopy gray area I was talking about? You know that goopy gray area? We are going to use it to our advantage. To our advantage. And we are going to build a beautiful stream center. A center for the show, a stage, if you will, for the public to enjoy. This is not promotion of social media. This, dear um, Hypixel staff, is a promotion not only of your server, but is a entertaining service that is being provided through your housing. That's what this really is. That's what this really is. So how do I change the name of this house? House settings, house name. Is there max players? Oh well, that seems arbitrary. I'll keep it at 90 for now. How about that? All right, then we will title it um, Hypixel Live. Hypixel Live. That's got a all right ring to it. If I ever come up with a better name, I'll give it a better name. There we go. Hypixel Live. Hypixel Live. Is that a little on the nose? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This will be an interactive thing. All right, so we'll just yeah, we'll just set up a stage and then we'll just have some people show up and you know, We'll point a camera at it. We'll point a camera at it, and it'll be a little show. And it'll be a little show, okay? So that's what's going to happen. That is my new idea. Well, I'm sure it's not a new idea, but it's a new idea for me. It's a new thing that I'm going to try out because I feel annoying whenever I go around saying, "Hey, say hi to the camera." I'll still be doing that, but people will have arrived at this willingly. So, what kind of seating do we want to use for this? Um, for this place? Do we want continental seating? Do we want what do we want? What do we want? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna set something up. Hypixel Live, worldwide, worldwide. And whenever the Model Waito shows up to shut it down, we'll get shut down. Tamago MC has left. I'm sorry, I don't really recall you, Tamago. I don't want it to be like a talent show, though. But I don't know. We'll set up a little stage here and get a little backdrop behind the stage. You know, we'll set up a little studio. How about that? How about that? That's what we really need, is a nice little studio for the audience to enjoy. For the audience to enjoy. Are there world edit tools? I think there are. I think there are. Pro Tools. Pro Tools. Region selection. Oh, great. So this is just like world edit, it seems. It seems that they added that functionality in there. Great, 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 great. Well. I'll use this to hack away at the ground a little bit. How about that? How about them apples, right? And so you will enter the venue at ground level. We'll just, there we go, there we go. And then we do cut. Ah, very nice, very nice. Good job, Hypixel. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. That's nice. It's real nice. Deselect. I don't know what to do about that though. I'll just alright, we'll just keep it localized over there for now. That seems alright. Alright, so we will now begin constructing the venue for the worldwide Glitchy 117 show. Hypixel Live. Hypixel Live. Where I just point a camera at whatever happens. That's the spirit of this channel anyway. So what style? What style should we build it in? I'd like to do Art Deco. I think Art Deco, combined with maybe some Rococo sensibilities, would be a very nice style for this venue. I think so. As for how well that'll get translated, well, you know, this is kind of my first inclination, so first guess isn't always the right guess, but we'll just start hacking away at it. How about that? How about that? Now, we can't build the front of the venue. We can't build the facade first, but we're getting oriented, okay? We're getting oriented. So that's what I have to say about that. That's what I have to say about that. Now, so I think we're just gonna do simple seating style. I'll do slab stairs, I think. I think. Yeah. Look, we'll just use the prescribed blocks because I'm sure there are blocks that, yeah, I just won't have access to. So I'll just do some stone brick, maybe stone slab stairs, slabby patty. Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs, Plankton. Alright, so then we're gonna do that, and maybe we could do a checkerboard. A little checkerboard toward the top. That might be alright, I guess. I don't know. Mr. Krabs, Plankton. Now, what version do you think a lot of people are on? Surely they're not all on 1.8. Surely not by this point. We use polished diorite. I know it looks like TV static on the old version, but we'll just take a gamble. I'm a gambling man. Let's go gambling. Right, so then we have that. And of course, we do want to have a little border around the flooring, so we'll just leave that right there like that. Then what should we? How shall we build the border around the flooring? So we'll start with floor plans and all of that just to get started. Man, it would be nice if we had some of the new blocks, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Maybe I can use. Um, this is a nice shade of green. I don't know why I don't use this block more often. I don't quite know if it works for this though. Maybe for the very outsides. Do the very outside like that. And then maybe I will take some other flavor of the of maybe some other kind of block for the border. This would go good with that green or that. Why am I using slabs? Why am I trying to be economical? I don't need to use slabs. I'm in survival mode with my thinking. I don't know. Let's just do this. I don't I don't know what I'm thinking. I could do that, though that is a little unorthodox, isn't it? If I want it to have a wide appeal, I don't want to use these colors that I like. I want to use colors that everybody likes. People like the color red. It's a quite striking color. So maybe we'll do red instead. And maybe we can do a little band of red wool as well for some carpeting. Carpeting, because that is also a very striking color. But now it just looks like the border. But I think it works. I think it works here. So we'll do that. We'll do that. This will be the entrance to my venue here. All right, so then maybe we'll put some kind of little emblem or motif or something. Oh, there's Boreal. Let's see. Hi. How's it going? I'm glad that was the message command. Boreal. Boreal is for real right now. Boreal. Building a stream venue for the people to enjoy. Oh, another round of navel gazery from the streamer himself. Well, I guess that's just part of the bit, isn't it? I guess that is just part of the bit. Maybe this will just be the lobby. Maybe we'll have a lobby area, so this will... Boreal must not know my new channel, same name as my Twitch. Changed it so that I wouldn't have to abandon the content that I originally made, and also for simplicity between platforms. Yeah, yeah, that get things back together. Let's look at the Glueberg. Wow, look at that Glueberg. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that juicy Glueberg. Wow. You see, even the purple paints started to dry finally. That's a first. Well, let's glob some more glue on there now, shall we? We shall. Yes, we shall. Gloopy Glueberg. There we go. That's a quite generous helping of glue I've done there. Well, well, everybody. For this last little leg of the stream, I will try and get a start on this facilitation of my own ego. This place is nothing more than an elaborate ego trip. I should be ashamed of myself, and I am. Every day I question, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? It is going to be most likely a fruitless endeavor, but counterintuitively, to continue, I have to acknowledge that. I have to acknowledge that. Success is ultimately derived from delusion, however. So, in the back of my mind, I have to uphold that delusion. That delusion, that false hope. Because sometimes false hope is actually true hope, you see, but only for the lucky ones. Only if something insane happens, and that's where the delusion comes in. But sometimes you don't even really perceive it as such. So, who's to really say about anything ever, anything ever? This stream is really not going to continue too much longer. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Oh, wow. Blarg. Gee whiz. Gee whiz. Now what was I doing over here? Lobby. Lobby room. That's what I was doing over here. Okay. I think this will suit the room quite nicely. Yeah, but it's a little bit of a chunky border now, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I don't want it to be too chunky, but I do want it to be on the outside, just a smidge. Just a smidge. Okay, so this would be the lobby. I feel like the lobby needs to be a little bit bigger though, now doesn't it? It's gonna have the pee room and the poo room and the egg room for those with cloacas. Alright, there we go, there we go. Alright, so there's that. There's that. I I feel like that's an adequate size for an lobby. Oh, little lobby. It'll be a little lobby. That's all right. It alliterates, so I'll tolerate it. I'll tolerate that idea in my thought space. Don't invade my thought space with your negativity. Do you understand? Do you understand? I don't think you do, but I understand. I understand completely. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right. Well. Ah, we're burning the midnight oil, aren't we tonight, my chatlings? Yes, we are. Okay, so now we have this little lobby, but maybe I want to make the lobby just a smidgen bigger. So maybe I'll add 1 or 2 back, but not too much more. Not too much more. This here is Glitchling Entertainment. Yeah. And maybe we'll actually move this centerpiece forward. There we go. So now it is nice and centered, as all centerpieces should be. Yes. And, yeah. There will be a doorway, so we'll just add that little strip of green carpet right there, and then there's going to be walls. I got to make a floor plan. I got to make a floor plan. P plan. Yeah. So we'll do that, and maybe we will add in just a nice little spruce wainscoting or wainscoting. I think it's wainscoting. Wainscoting? Yeah, wainscoting. I use that term correctly. Wow, look at you and your jargon. Wow, look at you. Look at you, you're so smart. Okay, so now I'm gonna just put that right there, and yeah. I'm not gonna get, I just gotta build it up 1 layer at a time here. 1 layer at a time. I like that lobby. I think it suits things well. Yep, looks good. Looks good, looks good, looks Gucci. Looks Gucci, but where are you going to move forward from here? Well, it's a pretty simple typology. It's a typology I at least have a grasp of, but I've never quite gotten to build for yet because I've never really built any stream-centric structures on V8C yet. That's I've only got so much time. I've only got 2 hands, as I've heard someone once say. I've only got 2 hands. I only have 2 hands, and have to prioritize how I do things. So in other words, no, I haven't done any navel gazery, or probably as much as I should have if I want this stream to actually do anything on V8. That's basically what I'm saying. Okay, so now we have a little doorway here. Navel gazery. That's really what this... Well, like I said, I guess it is kind of inherent to any platform, really. Navel gazery is. I can scoff at it all I want. high horse all I want about it, but I can't escape it, and neither can you. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we'll do that, and then yeah, yeah. It got some nice proportions to it, I suppose. Yeah. Um, maybe. Oh, I might do a couple of different little designs for this doorway here. You see, I'm doing the central parts first, which is dangerous. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Because I don't want to lose motivation. I don't want to lose motivation, and that can happen quite easily in situations like this. Quite easily, if I get satisfied with the central piece, you know. But I like it. I like that. Okay, it's good. It's good. Now on the sides here, these will be well, we'll say one side will be the entrance to a stairway, and then the other side will just be the little bathrooms corridor. Why am I adding bathrooms into this building? I have no clue. I honestly have no clue. But yeah, whatever. P room, P room. Bye, Boreal. Bye, Boreal. All right, so we need to construct the urine cave. Construct the urine cave. Bring me to the urine cave. Bring me there. Bring me there and seat me upon your royal throne. Okay, so stairway will go on this side, and then the urine cave will go on that side. I think that'll do quite swell. All right, so. Hmm. How are we gonna do? How are we gonna do the transitions between these sections? Maybe we'll just do it like that. Oh, uh, just the channel. It's Glitchy 117 streams. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer tonight. But hey, at least we will have viewers like you tuning in soon enough, at least until Hypixel comes in and shuts it all down. Well, that'll be my Hail Mary. Then I'll have to try more, afterwards I'll have to try more subtle tactics. It's not working. If you type the uh, name into the search bar, it should take. Oh, that. Well, it seems that Boreal understood. I'm not very good with stuff. I kind of suck at things sometimes whenever it comes to technical things. So you'll just have to bear with me. I kind of suck sometimes, and that's okay. It's as okay as it isn't okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, this will be the stairwell on this side. Turn on playback on other websites. What? I don't know what that means. Um, I again, I'm inept. I playback. I don't know what that means. Like I said, or was I not supposed to do that? I can clip that out. Oh, yeah, I can clip that out. Sorry, I didn't. Um, yeah, nobody's really been watching, but I'll clip that out. I'll clip that out. My bad. My bad. Well, it was only a matter before I did some kind of blunder. Some kind of blunder for the night. Oh, it wouldn't be one of these streams if I didn't do something short-sighted. Oh yeah, I'll go in there and I'll get it out. Get that out of here. Get it out of here. So, wait, just get a little notepad here. Here, I'll put a little note down. Put a little note down. A little reminder for myself. Hold on. So, we are encroaching on wizard hours. Alright, I'll just write a little note to myself. A little note to myself. Well, you never know. You never know. You never know what could happen. And it's better to be safe than not. So let's see, I'll just write a little note to myself. Flip out Boreals Alpha from from let's see, February 28th stream. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That'll be a helpful reminder, and I'll make sure to fix that. Make sure to get that all cleared up. Uh-oh. There's the big dog watchdog. Well, you never know. You never know. Anyway. We got to be a little bit delusional on this platform anyway. Delusion is the only thing that holds these streams up. Alright, so this would be the stairway room. This wheel right here. Alright, so do I want it to be a perfect square? Well, squares are perfect, but not as perfect as circles. But this is Minecraft, so there are no circles. Except for the ones that we can envision in our own minds. But I don't really like how this room is shaping up. So I'm just going to follow the structure for the building envelope. Alright, so we have that there, and then yeah, we'll just get that like that, and yeah, I think that'll be fine for a little stair room. And then, yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Okay, and then the bathrooms will go on this side. I'm just gonna follow suit. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here just to get a little floor plan established. Get a little floor plan established here, and then I'm gonna fly over this way and really need to tell people whenever I'm streaming more often. Oh, I had that problem with Maggie the other night. Just need to. Boreal says, what I was talking about with playback, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you have to. It's a setting on YouTube Studio per video. Oh. Okay, well, I'll be sure to keep an eye out for that. Here, I'll add that to my notes too. Toggle playback in stream settings on YouTube. There we go. There's my little note. A little note. Uh-oh. Also, it looks like we're encroaching upon wizard hours. Wow. Wow. There we go. There's my little wizard hour ritual. Wizard hour also means sleepy hour is not far behind. I gotta go sleepy. I gotta go sleepy soon. Just as soon as the influence of the wizard's potion wears off, that is. Because the potion is very influential indeed. That's another thing. That's another pillar of these streams. The first pillar is delusion. The second stream is an unnamed stimulant. So those are two of the stream's pillars. Allow embedding. Allow embedding. Okay, well, I'll make sure to toggle that then. Allow embedding on. There we go. And I wrote that down because I'm a very proactive man indeed. Always vigilant, always proactive, and certainly never not proactive. No, I'm yeah, I have the foresight of a ninja. I am ever vigilant, as they do say. Okay, so I'm just gonna wainscot these bad boys in, just like that. Just like that. Looks like it's late for Boreal as well. What time is it for you in your neck of the woods? What time is it for you? Sleepy time. Sleepy time comes for us all, whether we want it or not. Right, so bathrooms on this wing, stairs on this wing, and then in here will be the bleachers and the stage. Oh, midnight for you. Well, it's 3 a.m. over here. You're on what, Mountain Time? Is that right, Mountain Time? I think, or Pacific Time? You're on the coast. You're on the West Coast. You're one of those West Coasterners. That's what I'm saying. You're on the western side of this country. Or Canada. Or, no, not Hawaii. You're out west. Yeah, it is hard to sleep on a hot day. That's why I'd say I'd rather be cold than hot, because I can just bundle up and be cozy during the cold, but you can't handle that heat. I can't handle it. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. I can't take it. I can't stand it. Well, I have to. I have to stand it. Gotta put up with it somehow. I used to have a little window AC unit, but then people started griping to me about it, so I was just like, okay, okay, no more window unit. Yeah, I gotta remember, I'm an imperial units man, so I can't quite decipher your Celsiuses. Let's see, let me look it up. 22 Celsius in Fahrenheit. Oh yeah, well 71. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, you know, it's not 22, 25, 25. 77 degrees. Oh yeah, that is a tad spicy. Spicy. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, I don't care much for that heat. Don't care much for it. Well, I'd rather be comfortable outside. I'd rather be comfortable outside than uncomfortable in either direction. I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression here, but yeah, I'd rather be cold than hot. That's all I gotta say about that. I feel like that's the lesser of the two evils, at least. At least. Okay, now the front of the building again is the treat for the end. So I don't want to build that first. I want to build the important gut parts first. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Those are the temperatures indoors. Yeah, yeah, I can see that being a bit stuffy. Crack a window or something if you haven't. I don't know. Unless you have people that you live with that are weird about that. Sometimes they get a little weird. We're not trying to heat the whole neighborhood here. Cool off the whole neighborhood. That always gets under my skin. Let's see. I guess I should make it like that instead, shouldn't I? Yeah, that follows suit. That follows suit with that. Okay, well, then I'll just, so I guess I'll do 3 rows of stairs for the bleachers. I think that'll work well. Again, I'm kind of drooping. I'm kind of drooping, so I don't know how much longer this stream's going to go on for, but it will for a minute. At least a minute. Maybe a couple minutes. I don't know. We're feeling a little lucky right now. Just a just a smidge lucky. My connection timed out. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What just happened? They sent me to purgatory. Gosh dang it. What's going on? Why do I look like this? What is happening? I don't know what happened. Maybe they found out. Maybe I'm getting banned. Maybe I got shadow banned by Hypixel, him or herself or themself. Or themself. Hmm. Is that a colder place that you'll be headed to? Oh, wow. Okay, okay, I got you. You're the command mongerer here. I got sent to limbo. They sent me to limbo. But there's always a reason they send you there. I think it was some kind of divine punishment or quasi-divine punishment. That's my theory. That's my theory. That's just a theory. That's just a theory. A Hypixel theory. Thanks for watching. Make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. Helps me keep the lights on around here. Helps prop up my delusions. My delusional state of being. Something ain't right. Something isn't right here. Oh, I see what's wrong. Phew. Boreal says, summers hit average 57 to 77 there. Oh, yeah, that's not bad at all. That's very comfortable. Yeah, here in Kentucky, it gets real hot and muggy. It's not very pleasant at all, especially during July or August. I'm not the biggest fan of it all. Oh well, what can you do? Just gotta take it one day at a time. I guess complaining about it won't change anything unless I change my spot. Unless I change my position in the world. My global position. My GP, if you will. Alright, so we have a little spot here, and then that's all. I'll do some wooden spruce slabs for the descent. Yeah, I'll do the sides though first. I'll do the sides first, and then I'll add some landings. Yeah, that's about right, Boreal. That's about right. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to handle it or not. It's rough. Oh, I'm sure you could. People have an excellent way of getting over things, but it ain't pleasant. I'll say that much. Ain't pleasant at all. Alright, there we go. Add in a little landing here. Maybe just a little landing. Just a little landing. It's always good to have landings and staircases. Oh yeah, Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, that's a city that should not exist. I'll say that much. Its very existence is artificial. Phoenix is propped up by delusion, much like these streams. All right. Well, thanks for popping in, Boreal. I'll make sure to clip out that confidential information. Sorry about that, but I hope you have a good night, plenty of rest, and yeah, it'll be good. I'll probably be pretty close after you, to be honest. Just getting my little hack show stage getting set up for my hackery, for me to make a public display of my ineptitude. It's really more of a circus than a show. Yes, air fryer sidewalks. Maybe it's like maybe it's more like the world's largest griddle. World's largest griddle. I should also mention that there is a probably like a 30-second delay between what I say and what you hear, so there might be a little bit of weirdness in there as well. But oh yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna build these stairs up here. I'm gonna make sure there's enough room for a stage. I'm kind of intruding on my stagery here. Night night. See you later, Boreal. Thanks for popping in, because this stream is supported by viewers like you. Like you. So maybe I don't want to take the stairs any further than that, because I want to have some room on that stage. I think this will be just fine. I'm alright with just one landing. It's not going to be, it doesn't need to be a huge venue anyway. It really doesn't. Really doesn't. Plus, packing more people into a smaller venue will make it seem a little more concentrated and more lively. At least that's how I feel. At least that's how I feel. I can see whatever japes are going on in here. The temple of the cult of personality. Alright, so that'll be that. Yeah, I think that'll be perfectly adequate. Perfectly adequate. Yeah. At least we have a framework for how the building is going to work now. It's always good to have a framework. At least a general idea. Gotta work general to specific. Gotta work general to specific. I know, I know. I know how it is. Alright, and I can't remember to clip that out. I can't remember to clip that stuff out from Whoopsie-daisy accidentally revealed some confidential information that I was not supposed to reveal. Live, worldwide, for everybody to come and see. I should be ashamed. I am ashamed. I'm ashamed. This stream is yet a shameful stream. No, I can't add that there. Okay. Oh, oh man, I'm dragging. Oh man, I'm really dragging right now. It's not even a joke anymore. That's no joke. It's no joke. No joke, dude, bro. No joke. Mm-mm. No, I'm dragging. I'm dragging big, big, big time, big time, big time drags. Yeah, I'm gonna put some silly green carpet in between the bleachers. I think that'll do just fine. Just fine. Yeah, actually, that helps tie the design together quite well, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. I think that'll be just great. Just peachy keen. Just peachy keen, as all things are. As all things are. I guess I can use copy paste a little bit with this, can't I? Yeah, probably. Probably. I wouldn't see why not. I wouldn't see why not. So maybe once I get one of these bad boys set up, I'll just get them all set up. Isn't that nice to have something scalable? I think so. If you don't think so, you can go suck eggs. I will have to mirror it for the other side, won't I? Oh yeah, I like this color scheme. I like this color scheme quite well. If you don't like it, that's your own preference, and that's okay. We can have differences. That's okay. That's okay. I can accept that for once in my life. That sometimes people just have different opinions. You see, this was what I was talking about the subjectivity thing earlier. Sometimes we just have to accept our differences and get over ourselves. Copy and paste. Paste. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That wasn't supposed to be how that was supposed to work. Um, okay, well, gotta make it supposed to work. Bro, this is screwed up. This is screwed up big time. Um, ding. Is that right? I think it's one too low. Almost. We're almost there. Um, okay, hold on, hold on there, hold on. Is that right? That looks right. That's right. No, wrong, 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 false. You are wrong, Glitchy. You are very wrong. But is that wrong? Uh, what? What? Okay, I'm out of brain power for the night. I can't think. This is a thinky job. I don't have, I'm sauced out. I'm out of sauce. Where's all the sauce at? God knows. Glitch Sauce signing out. Glinky, squinkly. Okay, bye bye. I'm leaving. The stream is over. Get out.